Okay guys, we are here once again with our resident TV expert, Jill, this time to talk about the Netflix original series, Daredevil. Now, for those of you who are not maybe familiar with him, Daredevil is a superhero who is a lawyer by day and punches bad guys at night. The twist being, he's blind, but with other super senses. What did we think of Daredevil, Jill?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm going to give it a buy. I thought it was fantastic. The action was amazing, the characters were so well developed, and the entire series really held its own. It was great.
Yeah, no, look, I really enjoyed it as well. I had a few reservations, but I am still giving it a buy. Now, always a lot of this rests on the cast. What did you think of the casting in this one?
I thought it was great. There was a real succinct group of people in the heroes and the villains. They didn't go too far into, oh, there's this guy and there's that guy and they do that, and they kept it really neat and tidy. You had, I mean, a few other mafia villains and stuff like that, but you didn't need to know who they were, so they didn't go into it too much. Yeah,
we really only had backstory on our, you know, our bad guy lead and our good guy lead, really, didn't we? So we had Kingpin and we had Daredevil. Now, Kingpin's so important that he was working in this one. What did you think of him?
Brilliant. Vincent D'Onofrio nailed this guy. It was incredible. He was incredibly intimidating and dominant, but had this amazing sensitive side and a real vulnerability to his character that just made you want to know more about him. It was interesting.
It was interesting, wasn't it? Because he managed to create a character who, yes, he does incredibly horrible, violent things, but he almost feels bad about it. He thinks, well, not bad, but he feels it's necessary. He does it because he feels it's necessary, and he puts it in a human realm that you can almost empathize with.
He really justifies his actions as being for the greater good of Hell's Kitchen. And it was all very much set in Hell's Kitchen. There wasn't a lot of other New York in there. It was like, I love Hell's Kitchen. But
nobody thinks it's a lovely place to live, but people still love it. Is a weird thing. There's a and especially with Daredevil and Kingpin, you know, Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk. They're two sides of the same coin, and they are just struggling for the fate of Hell's Kitchen.
They're very passionate about it, and you see this backstory with Fisk and the reasoning why he's standing up for such a dingy city. And you definitely see why Matt wants to be there too, and like do good.
And I mean, you have these two, rather than going villain or monster of the week, as a lot of these superhero shows do, it's very much a struggle between these two characters almost from the get-go.
You're not actually introduced to Fisk until the end of episode 3, so they keep you coming back for more. And it's quite drawn out throughout the series as to their relationship against one another. They're learning about each other throughout the series as you're watching too, and it comes up to a really tumultuous meeting at the end that's quite incredible to watch.
It's not to spoil anything, but but yeah, there's some amazing action scenes in there. Nothing with no real effects to speak of.
Oh no, no explosions, no amazing.
Well, a couple of explosions.
Oh, that's right, there were a few.
Somewhere in the middle there.
But the fight scenes were amazing. Like, I'm a huge fan of fight choreography in movies and TV, and this was just phenomenal. Like, there was bone crunching, and it was real visceral and gory
some
stuff.
Really nasty, violent stuff up close.
Definitely.
Breaking arms, punching things, just really nasty stuff. And I think one of the great ways that it sets it in reality is Matt Murdock takes so much damage.
He cops it real bad.
God. He spends half this series just covered in cuts and bruises. Bullets,
knives, you name it, he'll fight
He's had it in him. It's just ridiculous how much damage he takes, but that's a great way of, again, of putting it in the real world. That was one of the things I had a little bit of a niggle about in terms of the real world stuff. This guy is a lawyer. He has his own law firm. His best friend's a lawyer. they don't do any lawyering in the whole season. There's maybe one meeting they go to, and I felt maybe that was a little bit of a missed opportunity. What did you think?
I think so. Maybe if they'd extended from 15 to 20 episodes, we could have had a couple of court cases, something a bit fun, solving the crime that Daredevil's out there trying to prevent.
Sure, yeah, he's maybe getting evidence by beating people up, shows up the next day to present it in court.
Yeah.
That could have been cool. But maybe they'll do that in the second season.
Let's hope.
Let's hope. Now, second season coming up, they have announced some interesting new characters coming in.
We've got Punisher coming up in season 2, and in season 1 they actually teased at Elektra, and we'll be seeing her too.
Yeah, so that could be great. A couple of fan favourites.
Yeah, it'll be exciting and hopefully a bit forgiving from their failed franchise movies.
Yeah, the movies, less said the better for Daredevil and Elektra, especially Elektra. But we've got some good stuff coming up. We've got Jessica Jones is going to be
coming out next.
Power Man, Iron Fist. So lots of stuff coming out for the Netflix original series. And I think from the sound of it, from what we've thought, if they maintain that same level of quality that we've been seeing, we could have some very cool stuff ahead.
Definitely.
Thanks for coming in, Jill.
No worries.